It's NiS night at the Lady in Black. Ryco Performance Friday night top split action coming at you live here tonight. I am Austin Edstrom standing alongside Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire is behind the production booth as always. And as you can tell, I'm crazy excited. I absolutely love this place. You guys know it from Monday night. This racetrack, absolutely fantastic. Sheldon, we got a little preview on Monday night with the A Open. Going to be a little bit harder to pass than we maybe expected, even on the longer runs whenever the tires wear out. So what do you expect here? What's the strategy going to look like?
Well, strategy-wise, look, man, if you want to have any kind of success here with the Lady in Black, you got to be expecting a lot of changes happening on this track. You got to be expecting aero blocks. You got to understand that this is NASCAR's version, in my opinion, of Monaco, right? Like, you've got one lane, and that's about it. Maybe a lane and a half if you're lucky, and it gets very dicey when you try to race people. So I'm expecting a lot of patience, a lot of caution from a lot of these drivers. But then again, they love to prove me wrong and go out and wreck on the first lap. So we'll see it as it goes.
It's a 184 lap race, so we hope not, right? Southern 500, pretty long race. Obviously, the NiS being half distance. So 184 laps around Darlington. That's a tall order in itself, right? I mean, that's a pretty tough challenge for these guys to stick here staring at their computer screens all night and not putting a foot wrong, right? Not stepping a wheel off the racetrack or hitting the fence and damaging your suspension. Pretty easy to do here. A little scary, so we're gonna have to wait and see who hangs onto their equipment for the entire night. That's just as important as being quick. Sheldon, what are your keys to the race?
Oh man, Lady in Black, she's a fickle little girl, but she's gorgeous. You're sitting there in the bar, you're looking at her, you want to bring her home. So there's three things that you're gonna need to take home the Lady in Black. First thing you want to do, confidence, man. It's key. You got to wear that suit. You got to keep it looking clean. You don't want to throw it in there into the corner and, alter your line last second. You're going to kill the tires if you do that. You're going to kill any momentum you got. This track, very momentum heavy. You want to send it and just know that the car is going to stick. Second of all, man, she's going to go through changes. She's been through a lot. This track right here, the temps are going to change. This track being one groove, you're going to build up a lot of rubber in one spot. The marble's going to get pretty tricky up there at the top. You're going to just be on top of it. Every time you come down to pit, man, throw a wedge at it, should make changes to the adjustment on the setup. And then outside of that, man, you want to be with this lady, she wants you to take it slow. This is one of them tracks where patience is key. You got to go slow to go fast. You don't want to wear that thing out. You don't want to burn it off, because as soon as you put about 2 or 3 laps where you're really charging, as soon as you put 2 or 3 hard laps into these tires here, man, it is going to be dead.
I always wonder what it's like for the viewers sometimes to not be able to hear our producer, and then Sheldon just bust out laughing at something that he says. So you're just like, what is this guy laughing at? He's just chuckling to himself. A producer says some interesting stuff behind the camera. Thank God he's muted most of the time. Unfortunately, I'm not muted most of the time, and we're gonna move on to our broadcast picks. And I'm picking Tan Guy to cock. He's gonna be looking for some Pale Girl Vijay tonight and bringing home that checkered flag at the end.
Oh man, I gotta go with Tommy Gossett, man. Really good finish Monday night. I'd want to see the momentum carry forward. I want to see Tommy have a good race here tonight, and honestly, with what we saw Monday, I feel like he can be pretty strong this evening.
And our producer is picking Clayton Hoffman. He said it just feels like a Hoffman kind of night. So our producer pretty big on Clayton Hoffman here tonight. He did not have a good Monday night. I believe he got wrecked pretty early, or at least got taken out of contention. Maybe I'm thinking of last week. Either way, Clayton trying to right the ship. I feel like he's had a bad couple weeks. We're going to go ahead and move through our starting lineup because the qualifying session has ended. Garrett Maines up on the pole, just about a whole tenth that he's got on his teammate Nicholas Froman in second. Austin Fitzgerald lining up in third. Tommy Gossett, he finished third on a Monday night in the SOF race. He's starting fourth here tonight. JR Borborema starting in fifth. Steve Buchanan in sixth on his outside. Jacob Brower in seventh with Clayton Hoffman, our producer's pick, lining up in eighth. Roger Pierce leading up row number 5 with John Whitendorf on the outside in 10th.
11th place, we got Jason Maines, followed by Trevor Baxter in 12th. 13th is going to be Justin Nenke, followed by Togo Hisada in 14th. 15th place is going to be Sean Rogers with Pedro Palladino in 16th. 17th is going to be Miguel Bento, followed by Jose Acosta in 18th. 19th is going to be Jason Wallet, and Daniel Edblad is going to round out your top 20.
21st is Neil Pearson with Nathaniel Harris in 22nd. Vinicius Morez in 23rd, with Justin Levine starting in 24th, the first car not to qualify. Brandon Schmidt starting in 25th. James Houghton in 26th. Jonathan Cutlip starting in the 27th place spot with Jacob Klein in, or excuse me, not Jacob Klein in 28th. Actually, it is Jacob Klein, I think. Sorry, excuse me. 29th, Derek Garrison and Alan Pajari in 30th. I think my running order, my iRacing running order is a little bit different.
That's all right. 31st place, we got Vincent Crow, followed by Thomas Komleseski in 32nd. 33rd is going to be Michael Batson, followed by 34th position, man, Austin's pick, Tanguy DeCock, with more Christopher running out your top 35. Or the whole
Sheldon
field.
loves him some Tanguy DeCock.
Well, let's bring it back on topic here, man. Can we get a camera on Nicholas Roman's machine up here in the front? Huge changes for
He looks to be a pretty
Ryco
big Tommy
this week.
Gossett fan.
Look at this though, man. Huge changes for Ryco this week. New paint scheme, new manufacturer. I hope Ken will clue us in on that, man. Seeing him pull from Ford to go Toyota, that has not been on my bingo card at any point.
Would not have expected that either. The Camry the way to go for the Ryco boys here tonight. Push the front being the, or a couple of the front four, I should say, are those Ryco cars. Garrett, Nick, Tommy, all rocking those Ryco paints. Main's in his own team paint here for Coke, but all rocking the Ryco setups. My word.
These are some. Honestly, I think this is an improvement over the paint that they had, and the paint they had was pretty solid to begin with.
Sharp. That's
that
sharp.
red and white, man. That slight candy-looking red with that black.
Justin Levine says he's back in chat. It's gonna be funny if he goes spinning off of turn number 2 into the inside wall, isn't it? I'm gone. Yeah. I'm back. I'm gone.
Wait, where's Spiky?
Just trying to speak it into existence here. The iRacing pace cars pulled off down to pit road as the field comes out of turn number 4 here from Darlington. The Ryco Performance Friday night NiS top split is about to be underway. Garrett Maines leads us down, and the green flag is flying, and we are racing.
And a huge launch for Garrett Maines here at the start. Caught the outside line sleeping. Going to slide back up in front of Roman as they charge down in 1 and 2. Roman's going to get clear for second.
Single file now for the top 3. Maines, Roman, Gossett files through from 4th, then side by side a little bit further back, but that gets sorted before we get down into turn number 3. Remember, a big time tire saving night, but we found out Monday night that clean air means a whole heck of a lot. Saving tires a little bit better. And, well, it's just so hard to pass. I mean, the dirty air is unbelievable here. Like you said in the pre-race, a lane and a half. Good luck.
Yeah, everybody's saying, oh, heck, there's been the 27 machine in the 4 and 1 and 2. Everybody going to keep it straight, though.
Elbows out early. Maybe a little too early. Lap 2. Scare me just a little bit, fellas.
Lucky that this is the Cup car, because you cannot do that in the B car without busting a toe link. Hey, look at that. Your pick's got fans here in the chat. Austin.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that he would ever have fans with a name like that?
With a name like that, I can not pull for him. Houston, we have lost Edstrom.
Garrett Maines is out to a pretty healthy lead here early. Broman, I feel like this week you've learned you need the clean air, so maybe if you're in second place, you don't want to ride 3/10 off the race leader, 2/10 off. You want to get a little bit of a gap. I think we're seeing Broman doing that. I think we're seeing Gossett also kind of doing that, backing up the field a little bit because it is really stacked up behind Gossett. It's like these guys are getting a little bit of a gap to get that clean air, just to save tire enough that you're not riding like right in the tire tracks. I imagine Pierce might do something similar, but he's been pushing up from the back. So is he going to settle now behind his Ryco teammates, or is he going to continue to use up those tires and try to pass them here early?
Well, all I do know about Pierce right now is he pulled the 3-for-1 combo there in 1 and 2. Just about flew by everybody to get to the back bumper of Gossett coming out of turn 2. Impressive move to see somebody with that much grip on the bottom this early. Or just really at any point, man, because you get down there, the back end wants to come out on you. So to be able to, commit to the throttle like that and blow by those guys that quick, it's pretty good sign for that old Ryco machine.
Yes, but if everybody's just saving and they're like, Roger's blowing his tires off, let's just let him go. You know, is he going to come back to him at the end of this run, or has he gotten up to fourth and now saving from that position early enough to where, you know, using the tires for 3 or 4 laps there a little bit harder than everybody else won't be that big of a deal?
I need to not look at chat while I'm sitting here trying to cover this. Honestly, Roger, man, look, like, Pierce is one of those guys, he's no slouch, right? Like, every week he's really good at saving tires, managing his equipment, getting the best position that he possibly can with what he's got. And I feel like if it was a situation where he was really killing off them tires, he'd think twice about it before going at it.
It's fair. Those Ryco machines do just look a little quicker here tonight in the early going. Gonna have to see if they've got the long run pace too. It looks like Pierce is under a little bit of fire though. Brower to his outside, coming out of turn number 4. Pierce is going to give him the space. Oh, a couple cars spinning off of turn number 4 on the bottom side. Somebody stuck up against the outside fence as well.
Took everything in me not to pull a junior.
Side job. I think it's Toga Hosada that's, yeah, we're looking at Toga Hosada coming back across the line. Oh no, he just got
dead loose coming in.
Corner. Did it start with contact or was he already loose? Well, everything in the middle, he maybe didn't need to pull it back down, but you know, he's in the middle of saving it. It's going to be tough to not bring that thing back off the top side whenever you're just about sideways. I definitely think that started with contact, just a little too late on the brakes.
Oh, yeah. Netcode, man. Netcode 13 got down there on the inside, but they didn't touch. Next thing you know, Togo's around. And...
yeah, he was just skating on that right rear the entire time through turn 4. Really nothing he could do. Tough break there for Hosada, but the early caution, something that we, you know, I haven't at least seen too much this week. I'm kind of surprised to get it here tonight, the longest race of the week, and we're getting a pretty early one.
Yeah. I was hoping not to see that.
So what's better, tan guy to cock or conky donkey?
It's the conky donkey, man. It is definitely the conky donkey. Especially after the butt whooping he pulled on everybody at Chicago.
Nine laps complete here so far tonight. Under our first commercial or first caution period. Sean dropping the W's in the chat. Yeah, he likes the conky donkey. All right, at least it's widely accepted. We take that. I don't know. I'm kind of impartial to Dinkle's nickname myself.
What is it again?
He's not in the race, so we're not gonna.
You guys want that?
That's my favorite.
If you guys want to hear Dinkle's nickname, you can watch us on the Monday night Ryco Performance Top Split, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Shameless plug.
We need to make Tan Guy merch.
Like DBC with that Hung Money T-shirt they just came out with.
Did they actually?
Yes, yeah, they came out with a T-shirt that said Hung Money.
I know what my next paycheck's going to.
Oh nope, it was like a temporary sale. You can only do it for a week. They're gone.
That must have been TJ's idea.
No, it was it was a collar.
No, it'd been a 1 week sale though. That must be a TJ idea because everything he does sucks.
Oh, okay. It's his nickname, producer. Come on now. Not really nickname, but it's just like what you catcall to TJ Majors. TJ sucks. That's just basically what it is. If you see him at a racetrack, you just have to say it.
Friday's fat, TJ sucks, and Brett has me blocked on Twitter. Yeah.
I kind of like that idea that Sean just threw in the chat. Getting live interviews with drivers during cautions. We should implement that in the coming weeks, or think about that. I think that would be kind of cool. Oh, and then Roger denies immediately. Wow. Rude.
Classic Roger.
I wanted to ask him if he thought he was blowing through his tires just a little bit too hard. What's he thinking, right? Is he trying to back her down, or what was the thought process? Get that track position fast and then park it behind your teammates? I know he'll probably answer me in chat. Well, it is what it is. I prefer, interviews
Somebody is,
over the air.
Allegedly, somebody's mixing a drink under caution.
Uh-oh.
Jacob.
Let's not drunk drive on iRacing,
Jacob
folks.
Klein.
Not in the officials. Not in the officials. I'd be a hypocrite if I said not ever.
Allegedly speaking, Jacob is making drinks under yellow.
Oh, no. Does Roger Pierce have Eeyore ears? Is that what I'm hearing? Big old elephant ears? That's a big accusation to be making in chat.
Here's the real question: does Conky actually have the donkey? I don't think we're getting sponsored next year, boys. I think it's over.
Oh, thank God the pace car's off the racetrack, and Garrett Baines is bringing us back down to the green flag for the second time tonight. Had a good jump on the first start. Here on the second one, he's actually got full control, so you got to think it's going to be something similar. And coming down to turn number 1, easily clear before we even get down to the start-finish line. But side by side for second, Tommy Gossett trying to take it away from Vroman.
Yeah, Tommy Gossett down the inside here in 1 and 2. Vroman getting a really good charge up there on the top, though. Tommy not wanting to send it too hard and put himself and his teammate in the fence. Tommy's going to fall back to 4th place now, and it's going to single file out behind Vroman. Going back to about 5th.
Brower looking to the outside, though. He was trying to do that under green before we had that caution, but that's tight. Coming out of turn number 4, he's going to take a spot, move himself up to 4th. Tommy going from 3rd to 5th on the restart. Tough break for him, but now he's stuck on the outside as well as a 36 diving down to the inside. That's Buchanan trying to fight his way into the top 5. But he got a little tight through the center, and Gossett's going to roll the exit a little bit better and keep the spot.
Yep, Tommy keeping the momentum up down the back straightaway here. 36 machine still diving to the inside now. The 15. I think that is, yeah, it is Steve Buchanan in 36. Austin Fitzgerald up there in the 15. Haven't seen Fitzgerald in a couple weeks. Looking pretty strong up here in the top 10.
Again, who's pushing the tires a little bit too early? Who's going to fall through the field after, 10, 15, 20 laps on the tires? Right now, Brower not really caring about the tire life. He is fighting through these Ryco cars up at the front. Vroman now the next line of defense for the lead, running in second. But Jacob Brower's running them down.
Looking pretty good at it, too, right now. Slowly creeping his way up to the rear bumper of Vroman. Running a little bit higher in 1 and 2. Really pushing the limit of that 8 machine right now. I don't see that paying off, in longevity, though, man. Especially with how easy it is to slip up there and knock down the fence.
Justin Levine in a blue GridVision car this week. A little bit different. Throwback scheme there for Mr. Levine. I like it. I like the blue. Now, I don't like that, he's blue and our main colors are orange. Especially with college football season starting. That's a ugly color combo.
I think it's a Neil Bonnet throwback, isn't it? Neil Bonnet, David Pearson.
He should have made it. He should have made it Alabama crimson. Accuracy be damned.
But you keep talking about rolling tide, and I might have to call Brian Britt in here. That'd be fun to listen to.
You don't want him in here. I'll make fun of his South Carolina math while we're racing at Darlington. He'll be feeling bad. Oh man, a little bit of contact coming out of 2 as they're side by side.
You'll make fun of the South Carolina.
Right outside of it.
He actually lives in the tunnel. He's been squatting there since 1978.
Looking to the inside of Hoffman. So the producer's pick going back a little bit. Justin going forward. Started in 24th. He's up to 16th.
Oh, contact there further in the back.
Ooh, 3 wide, coming down to 3. Tight. Oh, man, contact. The 4 getting put in the fence, and we're spinning. We're wrecking. A couple of them going around. Oh, man, we got 3, 4, 5 cars involved coming through 3 and 4. Oh, it's a big stack up on the exit. The caution's still not out. The yellow flag is not flying. We're still under green. We got cars stopped on the racetrack and we're still racing.
Somebody just needs to loop it around back up there so we can actually get the yellow. That was
what the hell? Tan Guy de Cock made it. A little bit of right scuffing, but that's all right. Nothing you can't buff out. Looks like Nathaniel Harris, J.R. Borborema, Pedro Palladino, Sean Rogers, John Whitendorf, all catching pieces of that.
Can we see it from on board a Tan Guy? Because you know it just closed up in front of him.
I don't understand how we didn't get a yellow. There were people stopped on the track, producer. What do you you need to watch the replay like 100 times.
Apparently David Hooch is up there in the tire mixing drinks.
I mean, holy cow. That was enough to be a caution right there, them being sideways.
Yeah, you got a car head on in the wall.
There's a car sideways on the racetrack right there.
I think what happened is
everybody goes to the apron to dodge it, and there's only like 2 cars that didn't, but they slowed down enough where it was like, wow, that's not a caution. I mean, what in the world?
We need to have Tan Guy vision on this. God. I don't think we saw Rex that big in Michigan.
Where's my yellow?
I think Garrett Maines slipped a 20 to the race control.
Oh man, Nicholas Roman just about got turned, but trying to make the move on Garrett Maines out of 2.
Here we are on board with Tan Guys. He comes into turn 3 and parts the sea.
I guess whenever you're running that far back, it's pretty easy to dodge a wreck, right?
Look at that. Well, you know, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just keep their foot in it.
Well, that's fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm telling you, Vroman almost wrecked this thing out of 2 trying to pass Garrett Maines. It was like Jimmy Johnson on the last lap of stage 1 trying to lap Chris Buescher. Almost the same thing.
And look who's putting the pressure to the back of Garrett Maines now. Brower up here in 2nd spot. Just 1/10 off. Running nice and tidy there on the bottom line. Going to get a really good run down this front straightaway here. Not going to be enough to do anything with coming into turn 1. But if he can back it up well enough, I think he can get a good run down the back straightaway.
He's definitely running this thing hard, and he's going to have to run it really, really hard. Use those tires up a lot to get past Garrett Maines in clean air. I'm telling you, it's gonna hurt the tires for Brower, but if you catch that caution at the perfect time, it's going to mean all the difference. And if you get that clean air early enough, you might be able to save your tires enough to make it worth it, but he gets crazy sideways coming out of turn 4, not able to hang on to it, and he loses all of that momentum.
He had a really good run charge up there in 3 and 4 up on that outside line. If he could have gotten it to connect on corner exit, he would have been door-to-door with Maines going into turn 1. But just slipped a little bit, and away she goes. But, you know, back to the drawing board. Got a good car, got a fast piece. You know, maybe have something to contend with him here as we go on.
And still holding on. Brower still looking pretty good in the dirty air behind him. He cut through the center of 3 and 4 really, really good, and still made momentum through the dirty air. So that 8's looking pretty feisty in the early going, and he's been running hard since the beginning. We're 25 laps in on the green flag, or in terms of green flag usage on the tires, maybe 23 laps, and he's still hanging on. I feel like typically you run 22, 23 laps on tires at Darlington, and you're pushing them. You're probably going to go ahead and start falling off, but Brower hasn't been doing that yet.
Yeah, it looks like he's brought a good piece this week and doing a good job. And, you know, that's the thing about this track, like I've talked about multiple times this week. You know, this isn't, yes, this is a setup track, just like every track on iRacing is, but at the same time, this is a driver track. And if you know what you're doing when it comes to tire saving and just keeping a good, you know, piece of equipment under you without tearing it up, it comes in spades. You can really be fast on stuff that's, you know, not as good as those around you, and you can be slow on stuff that's better than anybody else in the field. It just depends on how you approach the track, how you approach the corners and your lines.
Oh, I think it was a tanning bed. I think he uses a tanning bed, actually, not a spray tan.
Oh, God. For Harambe.
Producer chiming in the only way he knows how. He can't unmute the mic. He doesn't want his voice being heard, but he'll put it in the chat. Levine moving up to 12th from 24th. Good run for Justin so far. Gotta hope he's not burning up the tires too early. How about Justin Nenke up in 8th? Great run for him so far after he had a really bad Monday night. So great recovery here for for Nenke.
Cut lip in the fence just a little bit there in 3 and 4. Taking the old Ross Chastain line out there.
Didn't quite pan out for him. As long as you just kiss it, it's not too big of a deal.
And yeah, Levine's looking pretty. Levine is looking pretty good, but you tend to when 20 cars wreck and you don't get a caution.
But that's a fair point. That is a very fair point. It doesn't. If you, even if you bring your stuff off, they're so far behind you, you really don't have to worry about them for too long.
Nah, he's looking good tonight. He loves this place. That's all the news I got for Levine right now, guys. He loves Darlington.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
That GridVision
I'll tell you what he doesn't like, or what he doesn't love. The new Madden game, because I kicked his ass in it this morning in a franchise mode. We got an online dynasty. He got absolutely destroyed. I had to throw that on air just to rub it in his face. 45-20. Just wanted to throw that out there. Shameless plug.
He's gonna cry himself to sleep tonight.
I hope so.
Got beat by a fella from Alabama.
Well, I mean, we got football coursing through our blood, buddy.
Brower in 3 and 4. I think he's pushed the limit and found it a few times here. Still
this
strong.
Is where I just think it's a little bit early, right? You want to get to the end of the race. We were talking about that in the pre-race. To be able to win this thing, you got to get to the finish. Maybe pushing just a little bit too hard, even if it's not on the tires. Just finding the fence one too many times is all it takes, and this is a long one.
But after what we saw Monday night, I feel like he thinks too at the same time if he can get that clean air and start, playing defense with his rear spoiler, that he could really pull something away from Maines here, because that's what we saw all night Monday night.
Pretty tight battling still throughout the midfield, right? Everybody kind of that was right ahead of that accident has still all stayed relatively bunched up. The top, 20 or so, all within 12 seconds of each other. Especially about 13th to 20th, all within about 2 seconds. That's what we're watching right here. Tight battling between all these guys for all the mid-pack positions, which is still really important, especially on these long green flag runs.
Right now you got the 14 machine.
The cock is on the pit.
The cock is out? Or is he just spitting?
He's not out. He's not out. He's still in. The cock is still in. See the hands on the wheel, so it's definitely still in.
Oh, no. Oh, battle for second. Brower's come back to Vroman. Vroman down here on the inside. Making a big charge here on the front straightaway. Brower's going to roll out of it. Give it to him. Vroman, second place now. See if he can go get Garrett Maines.
And there's the tires. Tires are gone now. I think Brower's just going to continue to skate backward. He was really quick in the early going, but again, if you don't get the clean air, if you can't get past that guy and have that tire saving ability yourself, being out there without having any type of intrusion preventing you from getting through the corner, it's going to be a little difficult. And I think Brower's finding that out now. He's just going to continue the backslide. The good news is the field is really, really spread apart.
Get another V10 guy there on pit road for some reason.
Why not?
Right.
I want the camera on the cock as much as possible. Brower's starting to slide back into the clutches of Roger Pierce.
I can't breathe.
Garrett Maines has a very... No, we're not going to commercial. It's too early for that. Maine's still leading the way, starting to stretch out the gap just a little bit over Roman. 0.4 of a second, 4.5 as they come out of turn number 4. It's a long race tonight, guys, so we're having a little bit of fun. Oh, DeCock's coming out. DeCock is coming out. He has fixed the damage. He has a little bit of wheel damage, though, so it's going to be a little crooked the rest of the night. But he's going to give it another go. He's out there for round 2.
Yeah, that's called Peyronie's disease. They have cures for that.
Are you crying?
Yes. I haven't been to breathe for like 5 left.
Oh man. Roger Pierce. Oh, Brower's struggling. Look at him get loose coming out of the corner. Back in all squirrely. Just trying to keep it on the racetrack, but he's got 2 Ryco machines breathing down his neck. It's going to be tough for him to hold on. But the good news is once he gets past, he's got a pretty sizable gap back to Buchanan back here in 6th. So you can kind of just ride after you get passed by these 2, but just don't fight it too hard.
Also, let's talk about it too, man. Buchanan and Baxter, car number 36 and 21 in this split. Both sitting here just outside of the top 5. Pretty strong performance for these guys. Have not heard either one of their names up until now, and both looking pretty solid here at Darlington. I mean, that 36 is the last car in the field.
Oh,
lowest time.
Roger Pierce. Roger Pierce still trying to get by here for 3rd. Got a little loose. Oh, Gossett puts it in the fence. He's trying to get by his teammate on the outside. This is a little hairy between the Ryco teammates as they both try to get past Brower. Looks like Gossett's going to win out in that battle. I'm surprised he didn't help his teammate by.
Oh, in the fence again for Pierce.
Oh, don't find it out of 2. Tight there for Roger Pierce.
It's the paint scheme change, man. They changed paints. Now he's forgotten how to be Roger Pierce.
Dadgummit, man. Roger's nickname would be so dang easy, but it's going to take me a minute to work it up.
Oh, man. This is going to be great. How about Nanky?
Well, it's going to be very
situational.
Very situational. Tommy Gossett gets by for 3rd, but here for 6th. Baxter looking to get by Buchanan. Buchanan's starting to struggle a little bit, and that 21's coming alive.
Yep, 21 doing a pretty good job maintaining his stuff, really driving himself up here to the front. Up to P6 now, moving forward. Nothing but clean track in front of him for pretty much as far as the eye can see. Barbara Ramos putting the 36 under fire now. Pretty solid run for JR too, man. He's had a pretty rough season here. Looking good, just inside the top 10. Oh, never mind. No, I looked at that all wrong. He's a lap down. Absolute quality tonight, fellas. Brought my A game.
Well, the field is relatively strung out, and Roman's trying to mount up a challenge, but still trying to save those tires a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and go to our first commercial break of the racing action. Whenever we come back, we're going to have green flag pit stops on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday night NIS top split. Garrett Maines has started to stretch that lead out over Garrett Maines and starting to lap some cars at the end of the lead lap that got stalled out in that early wreck that did not bring out a yellow. So a couple of these guys got struck with a little bit of misfortune. And unfortunately, they're starting to get lapped before the first round of green flag pit stops, which has just started as Nicholas Vroman has pulled off the racetrack.
Ooh, and a huge lockup coming into pit road, too. Be interesting to see if he got caught speeding or not. Hopefully not. And you're one of these guys that got caught a lap down because that caution had come out. You are absolutely just punching air right now every time you get off the corners.
It's unbelievably frustrating. Not only did you not get the yellow to get the damage fixed, but now you're getting lapped 30 laps after the accident. It's got to be really irritating for these guys because it's a long race and it feels like you're just put on an unbelievable back foot just right off the beginning, and there's nothing you could really do about it.
No, it's not like you can just go, bring out a yellow without getting protested either. So you're just kind of stuck with what you got now, and you got to stay on strategy. You can't go in and pit directly after that happens because you're just going to put yourself even further behind the 8-ball. It's a crappy situation. And
obviously, this is a pretty tough racetrack to make passes on lap cars, especially this early. A couple guys might try to fight you, but luckily for Garrett Maines, most of these guys so far have had damage from that first incident. But he will start catching a couple guys that didn't pick up any damage, just had to come to a stop. And I think a couple of those are going to make it a little bit harder on Garrett Maines to get by. Hoffman,
oh no!
Hoffman goes around out of turn number 4, noses it into the inside wall, and the caution flag is still not going to fly. He's trying to back it back up and get it going. No yellow, still under green, but Hoffman's night is going to be done.
That is a hard hit to the left front. See what happened here.
And Darby's winning pick streak is going to end at 3.
I think Hoffman's just going to say, none of y'all picked me ever again, because every time you do, I get killed.
That's a tough break for Clayton.
Ugh.
Wallet on the outside here.
Ooh,
man,
just about saw it again there with the 16.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a little bit more difficult on the long run, right? Your tires are gone. Oh, and now the yellow's out.
There's a yellow.
And that hurts Nicholas Roman. And, okay. Well, that was the other car that was involved with Hoffman. What in the world happened coming out of turn 2? Oh, it just got loose.
Really loose.
No.
Oh, he had the Boyer hit. Oh my God.
Crap.
I've never seen that in my life at Darlington. Holy crap. If that didn't bring out a caution, man, that would have been just terrible.
Sean Rogers going for the ride of his life.
And the streak of good finishes for Sean Rogers, too. Unfortunately, coming to an end here early tonight.
I pick on iRacing for some of their physics stuff sometimes, but that was a very realistic crash. I got to pay credit where credit's due. That looked pretty good.
It's funny. I was talking to my buddy Brandon before this thing, and he's like, so who do you think he's going to flip? Just making fun of the last 2 weeks in the Cup Series. And I was like, it's Darlington. No, he was onto something. God, the gyro cam.
Dude, if we get flips 3 weeks in a row, Holy cow. Especially one of them being Darlington. There's no way. No way we see somebody
No
go flipping
way.
at Darlington, right?
I mean,
Right.
we saw Carl Long do a barrel roll at Rockingham back in 2004, though, so anything's possible.
Oof. Garrett Maid's coming down pit road. Everybody that had not come down already deciding to take the first set of tires. Unfortunately for a couple of these guys, like Vroman, I think it might have just been Vroman. They had already pitted, so now you have to take the wave around, and you're on a tire disadvantage. So Vroman goes from running second to all the way at the back of the pack. That's not a complete night ruiner, but man, it's going to be tough to come back from that if you're Nicholas Vroman.
So what's I wonder what the 30 strategy is right now.
Well, being 7 laps down, I don't know if Tan Guy's got anything left in that number 30.
Whenever he had anything in it.
Oh, he had something in it.
Oh my God, his rear bump. Oh, there's an Instagram handle for this man on his rear bumper. I gotta go. I'm gonna go do some investigative journalism up here. Right
Yeah,
now.
before we broadcast that, we should definitely do some investigative journalism. Make sure it's nothing too crazy. I don't want to be promoting anything ridiculous here. Garrett Main still up in the race lead. Gossett's going to be running in second. Roger Pierce third. Baxter fourth. Brower in fifth. Nanke again having a good night in sixth. Houghton seventh. Jose Acosta in eighth. Neil Pearson in ninth. John Whitendorf, or excuse me, Vinicius Morez in 10th. Cock cam coming out of turn number 2.
Well, fella
Yeah, pretty
has
good view of it.
He has a twitch. I wonder if he's live right now.
That's a pretty good view of it. That's why you always put a camera on the cock.
I like how on brand he is to Instagram.
Always going to be right place, right time. Garrett Main's your race leader. He's typically right place, right time, it seems, year in, year out. Week out, I should say. Monday night was not a good night for Garrett, though. Ended up not quite getting the finish that you typically expect from Mains. Just wasn't quite in the cards for him on Monday. Looking a little bit better here tonight, leading just about this entire thing so far.
All right, well, after doing my investigative journalism, I can confirm this is a tan guy. Mainly just posts about iRacing, though, so you don't have to worry about seeing anything else.
That's good. That's good.
Solid handle. This guy's absolutely did it for the memes. We're buying it.
I mean, are we buying it or are we playing with the joke?
It's great. I'm loving it.
I am too. It's fantastic. I can't believe iRacing let that go.
I mean, his damn Instagram handle's on his rear bumper. It says Tatey Dick. I'm crying, dude.
Oh, man. I love it. You never know what you're going to get on iRacing, man. You never know.
Somebody give this man setup so we can talk about him more.
Oh, man. Gotta have
That's
some fun.
possible.
Garrett Mains up in the race lead. Lap 62. Tommy Gossett running the best he's ran tonight, up in second place. He's got himself a pretty good opportunity. Roger Pierce also up into third in that preferred bottom groove. We're racing once again. Mains with a good restart, side by side for second between the two Ryco machines.
Main's going to clear. Pierce very fast coming in, turning one and two. Gossett kind of holding back Jacob Brower.
Oh, tight off of 2 for a lot of these guys mid-pack. Jose Acosta right in front of him just about was 3 wide. They get it sorted out to 2 and maybe 3 coming through 3 and 4. One looking low, one looking high. The 21 finds the outside. Houghton able to defend the bottom. Couldn't get the greatest run off, but he still got himself to the inside.
Look at Nanke up here, man. Top 7
That's
had a
Nanke.
very horrible Monday night. It just seemed like something was off somewhere in the car. Something with him. Looks like he's done a lot of practice here throughout the week. Right up here in the top 10 now, looking really strong. up here on pace because he was up here on that at the end of that last run. Oh, almost made contact with Baxter there though in 3 and 4.
Tight down there on the bottom of 3 and 4, just got pinched down to the bottom. Couldn't quite roll the center. Nanky just settling for the 7th place spot for now. But again, these guys just put on a set of tires. Just, cool them down. You got the long run pace if you're Justin Nanky. He was pretty good on the first one. So just settle in, find yourself a gap, find yourself a hole. Just ride, save those tires. Kind of looking at the outside though, but a little bit further back, we got a side-by-side battle. Museski getting past, I believe that was Daniel Edblad. And then coming down, Nicholas Roman. He's trying to make up a ton of spots right now, all the way at the back of this field, a little bit older tires. He's just gotten past Austin Fitzgerald, Jason Wallet, who's a lap down. So for Roman, we're going to have to pay attention to his march through the field. What can he do on the older tires? Can he get up here? Can he catch the caution that he needs?
Well, I don't know about catching the caution, man. Like, we saw it pretty much took an act of God and a car flipping on the back straightaway for us to finally get one after watching a 20-car stack up in 3 and 4. So the likelihood on that, not super high. Oh, near contact between Baxter and the 21 and Gossett there in 1 and 2.
You say not very high, but I've seen one flip through 60 laps so far, and this race has 184. So by those numbers, we should get 3 flips tonight.
You know what? Sounds dialed in.
I'm here for 3 flips at Darlington in one race.
I like your funny words, Magic Man. I know I got that backwards.
Nanky all over the back bumper of the 21. That was tight coming out of turn number 2. Always where you're just going to slide across the nose, but instead Nanky had to get out of the gas, and now he's under fire from Acosta behind. Nanky might end up losing the spot, trying to take it back on the outside, really ripping it around, trying to get the throttle down through the center, keep the momentum up, and he's going to keep the spot.
Jose running pretty solid tonight so far, too. Also up here in the top 10. Been kind of a hit-or-miss season for him.
Oh! Nanky just got contact with the 21, was trying to get around his outside, wasn't able to do it.
Oh, here comes Jose to the inside. Again.
Nanky just cannot complete these passes, man.
It's just so difficult to, find anything to be better than anybody here.
You're stuck in it. Oh, stuck in the mess, and Acosta says, see you later. I'm going to punch you down to the corner. A little bit of contact between those two into one. And if you're Nanky, you got to be fuming because I don't think he did anything wrong. Just got to coming out of 2 the last 2 times. The guy got slowed up by the guy in front and put himself under fire. And now he's lost a spot to Acosta by a little bit of contact, and he gives a little bit back in 3 and 4.
And all this in front of Levine.
Yeah, if you're Levine right here, you're probably thinking, I'm going to just back off the throttle a little bit, let these guys sort it out, give myself plenty of room just in case they decide to junk each other. But side by side in front of them, that could be where the wreck comes from.
When has Justin ever done that?
That's a fair point. I feel like just about no iRacer does, to be fair, though. When does anybody ever back off?
Hey, look at that. New subscriber. Thank you, Gustavo.
Gustavo Otero, we appreciate you, buddy.
A little bit of a hip check there from the 21 to the 20. We're right on board with Nanky down here in turn 1. Now, Jose, that's somebody I'd want to follow because we know he is incredibly aggressive everywhere we go. If there's a way to make passes, Jose's going to be the one to find it. It may not work out, but he's going to be the one to find it nonetheless.
He was speaking to the outside there of the 21, not quite able to get to the outside. Not quite enough momentum in it. A little bit further back. Still single file just about all the way throughout the field. Not a lot of fighting going on. Still in the early stages of this run. The tire saving is coming into play at this point.
Yeah, at this point, you just got to settle in. That there's most likely going to be a long run to finish this thing out here.
Brower again. He didn't learn his lesson from the first run, did he? He said, "I'm going to go absolutely crazy the entire time. Tires be damned."
No, but also at the same time, you're going against Garrett Maines. What other option do you have, right? The guy has basically made this series his own personal feeding ground for iRating all year. Been dominant in just about every race.
Would take that clean air from him. That might be the only chance that you have.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to, win this thing just, trying to save tires behind somebody that's an absolute pro at it that we witness week in and week out.
We've been talking about how big of the advantage is for being the lead car here. It's massive. This being a one-lane racetrack, being in the clean air is unreal around this place. The car just rotates so much better. You can get there through there with so much less play on the throttle, so much less turning of the wheel, just saving that right front. Garrett Maines is doing a great job up front in the clean air, barely even putting any wheel into it, not really fighting that thing. I imagine Brower's putting a little bit more wheel into it through 3 and 4.
Yeah, see the thing right there, you can see it on the dashboard too. The thing that really messes me up in these cars, especially anywhere you go, where it's an option, you see them, fourth gear, front half of the track, right? Just gonna bring it down out of turn 2 here, give it the gas, get on the loud pedal. You see him shift up to 5th right in here, and coming into the entry here in turn 3, you're gonna see him back it down, drop back down to 4th, let the engine brake kind of carry him a little bit, then get back to the power. Now he's in that lower, in that higher RPM range. That's something that not a lot of people are able to maximize and be as good with. I know I can't. That's the biggest curveball for me. I hate shifting on oval.
Oh man, I don't like it as a spectator. I definitely think it ruins some of the real life stuff. I feel like it mitigates mistakes in a lot of sense. Like if you blow a corner at certain racetracks, you can just downshift, and it's like, oh, just kidding, you didn't blow the corner because you have way more acceleration off. Here at Darlington, like you said, with the engine braking, it kind of adds a little bit to it. You can't, if you make a mistake here, you can't just downshift. You're really only doing it in 3 and 4, and it's every single time down to the corner. I feel like it's just a little bit different, and it does kind of add a little bit to the skill getting down into 3 and what you can do to slow the car up. So I'd have to agree with you there here.
Yeah, it's just extra little tool in the toolbox, and albeit a tool that I'm not super fond of, but man, that 8 is just not giving Garrett any room to breathe.
Dirty air though. He's just not gonna. I don't think he can get by. He looks super fast, and if they both were on a clean racetrack or had clean air right now, Brower would definitely be running faster than Maines. But I also think that's partly by design for Maines, just not burning off the tires. He knows he can run this pace, keep the clean air, and not completely chew through those things. So if you're Garrett Maines, you're just fighting for the clean air. If you're Brower, you got to get it as soon as possible. You just cannot ride in his tire tracks for much longer.
Oh, I mean, if you can get to him, though, look, man, it's Garrett Maines, right? Like, I'm not normally want to talk about, using the bumper very often. It's not something that I like to do, but man, if you're sitting there behind a guy that's won everything and you're out here trying to get your shot, like, how aggressive do you get? 80 laps into this thing, yeah, there's 100 laps left, but, you also know that, like, there's a possibility that if you do get that lead from Garrett Maines, we saw it Monday night, if you get that lead, there's a strong chance that you would be able to hold it just with the dirty air alone. As you see him get real close here.
Not only that, the yellow flag could fly, and at a track like Darlington, you're coming down to take tires, right? So that could be a big advantage for Brower. Get the clean air. Oh, he found the fence though. Gonna cost him a little bit of time. Off of 2. Actually, has a little bit more momentum than Maines down the back straightaway.
The hell, Melon at Darlington. No, well, our producer knows somebody that's banned for trying that, so do not suggest that.
Dang, they don't just take your points away for that race. They completely ban you for a week. Jeez.
I've got iRacing doesn't like to play with the race results. I've got 2 wins that I should have had where somebody decided to pass the pace car a couple laps at the end of the race.
Oh man. Well, that's fair. I can get that. I can get that. You got to make it hurt to make it a deterrent. If you just take away their points, they're not going to care.
Yeah, but I'd still like to get those 2 wins back. A little bit of iRating would have been very fun to have back in the day. Look, we don't forget anything. Even on here, Brower still not giving Maines any room, just a 10th off right on the back bumper covers that were coming out of turn 2. He's going to charge it back up here into the top in 3 and 4 and get a heck of a run. Oh, my Lord.
He threw it in there so deep into 3, cut it off on exit, but he still can't get the overlap on Maines, man. He gets right up to the back bumper, and it's almost like that old air bubble that you see at Talladega and Daytona back in the day, like 2013, the first year of the Gen 6. He just gets to the back bumper, but about a foot off of it, and can't do anything more.
And these guys, too, catching up on lap traffic here. How much of a play is that going to make? Oh, is that who I think it is? Oh, it is.
Oh, he's going to be blocking up the racetrack for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the most competition.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not. Different green car. 16 machine.
It's Jacob Klein. He was in that first accident, I believe, that did not bring out a yellow. Or what would be the second accident, I suppose. Main's looking at the inside. Klein putting it in the fence. Brower's struggling to get by now. He's got older tires. He gets caught on exit, which is going to hurt Brower a whole lot more than that interaction hurt Mains. Oh, Klein's going to slide back up across Pierce's nose. That's not good coming down to the turn number 1. A couple hairy moments there from the 16.
And you know right now everybody in the Ryco chat has to be screaming as they try to get by this 16 machine.
Watch out for that green car.
Damn 16.
All of them made it by, though. Tommy Gossett trying to get past Houghton now for 4th. Coming out of turn number 4. Houghton got slowed up a little bit more. A little bit further back, some more fighting. Levine looking to the inside here of Acosta. That's a battle for 8th.
Levine running pretty well. Cautious. Not getting himself into too much trouble so far. I'm gonna knock on wood because every time I talk about that man, he goes and finds.
Yeah, why would you say that? Why would you say that?
I don't know.
I think
I like setting him up. For, oh man,
16
is scaring
me too. That
scared me a little bit. Food out of me.
Oh, Brower just kissed the fence out of turn 4. Klein coming down pit road.
A little smooch.
Yeah, I think Levine's just trying extra hard here tonight because I roasted him in the on the broadcast about being terrible at Madden. I think it put a little fire under him.
He's probably sitting there in his rig right now crying about it.
I'm sure he is, dude. I can picture the tears rolling down his cheeks.
Oh, there we go. You see him right there, rolling right down through the visor.
Oh man, I killed him. Look, I can see his skeleton.
Yeah, we need to commission somebody to work on that helmet for him.
Look at him moving up the field though, up to 7th. So good run from Justin so far.
Yeah, so far so good.
I'm sure he'll throw his 4th pick of the day at some point.
Justin,
battling a little bit further back. We got one guy making a move just inside the top 20. Swapping around. Can't quite tell who that is. I believe that was... Yeah, Bento making the move on Jason Mains. Palladino following him through. Palladino had some damage on that incident that did not bring out the yellow too, but he's going to pick up a spot with a little bit of help.
Nice and quiet here so far on this run. Everybody single filed out, giving each other, giving each other room, playing nice.
Classic Darlington, right? For the first 30 laps of a run, it's all nice and clean. But we've about reached that point, right? We're starting to see a few of the comers and goers start. We just saw Levine get past Acosta and Baxter, and now Acosta's about to get past again. Cutlip's looking just a little bit quicker, so we're starting to see the tires come into play.
Also, aside from Levine, is Cutlip the only other throwback tonight?
Oh, we can't only have 2 throwbacks out here on Darlington.
Yeah, come on, man. Look, every week we're not held by sponsorship obligations here on iRacing. Everybody run throwbacks every week, man. Come on.
That's a beautiful Tony Stewart throwback right there.
Yeah,
big fan.
Put the numbers back where they belong on the door.
Oh, I've got mixed feelings about that. I think it's grown on me, right? The numbers moving forward has grown on me. I don't think it's as bad as what we made it out. Palladino under pressure a little bit further back. It fits this car. If it was on the old car, I don't think it would look good, but if it's this car.
Moving back.
Traditionalist. But you know what?
Splitter.
If you want to start roasting the playoffs with me, we can do that.
Get rid of the splitter too, and the diffuser. Then I'll stop complaining. Simple. Those 3 things. Fix door numbers, get rid of the splitter, get rid of the diffuser. Totally wouldn't have to rebuild the entire car around that.
How about the flat underbody?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Just get rid of the car. Go back to the Gen 4.
How about we just pick up the Xfinity car and give it another 150 horsepower?
Yeah, let's just go back to COTs with cooler looking front flips. And yes, been watching since '99, so I guess that does make me a boomer.
Palladino looking to the inside of Bento here, not able to get by through 1 and 2. But again, a couple guys starting to be able to kind of peek their noses out and make some moves, as some others are starting to struggle. So the tire life is starting to hurt a couple of these guys. Brower has completely fallen off the back bumper of Mains. Roger Pierce starting to try to run him down. Gossett's looking pretty good there in fourth, too. He's gotten past his Ryco teammate of James Houghton. Neil Pearson another 1.2 seconds back off of James. And then Levine running another second back. Baxter 2/10 off of Levine. Hasn't fallen off of him since Levine's made the move. So Baxter not looking bad. And Acosta right behind them as well. Cutlip still has not gotten by him. All these guys running nose to tail from 7th through 10th.
Yeah, we've hit that point now where everybody's just kind of limited by the physical limitations of the grip of the car, as well as just the fact that that huge wall of dirty air car coming off the car in front of them. You know, you need somebody to make a real big mistake to really be able to get to the bottom and make a charge or find some kind of way past them.
It does make it pretty difficult for these guys. But we're about to come up on another round of green flag pit stops, I do believe. Well, I say another round. I guess we kind of got cut short before the first ones. But we're about 20 laps away from what should be green flag pit stops. We're going to go ahead and take our second commercial break of the racing action. Where we come back, hopefully, fingers crossed this time, we actually get those green flag pit stops and get a really long run to the end of the race.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday night top split action. We've just had a caution. Unfortunately, I jinxed it right before the commercial break. I'm so sorry. Bento and Garrison getting together out of turn number 4 a couple laps ago, ending lap 98. Unfortunately, Bento goes around into the outside wall, getting a little bit of right front damage. Garrison's probably going to be okay, but it was enough for the yellow flag to fly. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go through the 30-lap tire-saving maneuver again.
That's just the thing, man. It narrows up so quick coming out of the corners, and you need every bit of the racetrack possible to be able to make it with pace. Sometimes guys get a little bit aggressive on that throttle, and they try to hammer it down, and next thing you know, you just slip into the car that's on your outside, and you're both going for a ride. It's a textbook here at Darlington to have wrecks like that.
That was the caution that Nicholas Froman needed, though. He was able to come down, get 4 tires. Now he's running in the 10th place spot, so he has recovered nicely. Top 10 as they run currently: Garrett Maines, Tommy Gossett, Jacob Brower, James Houghton, Roger Pierce, Neil Pearson, Justin Levine, Trevor Baxter, Jose Acosta, Nicholas Froman.
Yeah, handful of... Wow,
yeah.
That was... Y'all pay me to talk, I can't even do that right. Handful of familiar faces, and a handful of not so familiar as Darby keeps making the F sound in my ear.
Oh, boy.
That was really great. Oh,
Tommy, that's yeah, hitting the wall and under caution. Come on now, buddy. Probably not gonna hurt it, but if you hit that tire wrong, man, it's all about that tire. You gotta pay attention to it. Gotta keep it safe.
Lady in Black's just out there screaming, "You hit me under yellow!"
Oh man.
Lady in Black just sounds like a really angry Brad Keselowski. No, startled was that emotion. In the arms of the angel.
Female Brad Keselowski would be Sarah Jessica Parker, right? So is she the Lady in Black?
What? Just imagine Brad Keselowski in a black dress and a wig. I'll leave you guys with that. Take it here for the restart, buddy.
Okay, Garrett Maines coming back down to the green flag. Thank God. Oh, man, big shove from Brower. Big stack up on the bottom line. But Garrett Maines is going to get away. Gossett on the outside. Brower, we know he's going to be fighting early. And there's a little bit shorter run, you got to think, right? 80 laps to the end. So they're not going to run it 50, 60 laps like we expect on the other green flag runs. Side by side for second. Brower's fighting hard, trying to get second quickly on the outside of Levine. Neil Pearson, I believe, found the fence.
It looked like a hard hit. I was cycling through the cameras there when I saw that. Everybody walking away from it okay, though. Everybody, straight. As Brower is still on the inside of Gossett charging, but Gossett's going to take the second spot coming down into turn number 1.
Yeah, Brower's been feisty on the short runs, been pushing the tires a little bit harder, but I think most guys in the field are going to be doing that on this stint a little bit harder than they have been. Like I said, you're going to run about 40 laps. You might run 35 in short pit, everybody, because you want... Oh! Spinner further back. Bento back off down to the bottom. Everybody ends up saving it, keeps it going straight, so no yellow, but 3 cars come together coming off of turn number 2. Second time tonight with a near miss on a yellow flag.
Yeah, just lucky that this track surface being as narrow as it is lends us to a much smaller opportunity of cautions, but Brower back up to the second spot and all over Garrett Maines as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The wall a little bit on corner entry, but he's going to stand up there on the top, try to get that momentum built. Going to try and cut it down here and get a good charge, but Maines everywhere that Brower's trying to be. I mean, God, Maines is so good at mirror driving.
If we thought that Brower was pushing her earlier, this is going to not even be close. Like, it's not even going to be comparable. He's going to be fighting for everything he's got over the course of the next few laps on the new tires, trying to get past Maines. And here it is, finally looking to the inside, not able to do it. Not able to have the run. Thought twice of it before he dove it down to the inside. Instead, he's going to go for the cutback coming off of turn number 4. Does he have the momentum? Oh, he got a little twitchy coming off the corner. That might just stall his run. Looking to the inside, but he's not going to be close enough.
Not quite, but you see him get to the air bubble right there in the center section of the straightaway. Gets right up there to the rear bumper. He's pulling all the way up until he gets to about, I'd say, a foot behind him. Oh, here it is. This is the run. He's going to charge it here.
Jacob Brower looking to the inside of Garrett Maines, the first challenge for the lead all night. Not able to do it through 3 and 4. Garrett Maines using the outside to his advantage. Able to hang on to it. Brower just now having to go on the defensive as Gossett is caught up. Or sorry, Houghton is caught up.
The only chance that I see Brower having right now is getting that run again down the back straightaway and just pushing Maines all the way into 3 and 4. That's the only shot that I see him having, because Maines is not going to give you the outside coming out of turn 2. There's no way. And right now, you see third place, Houghton diving it down to the bottom here into turn 3.
And again, the inside's just probably not going to work for Houghton here, right? It's just so tough on the new tires to get the bottom side to rotate as fast as the outside, because you're just going to get that momentum coming down the front straightaway. Brower having to use up the tires a little bit more to hang on to it, but at least gives himself an opportunity on Maines now. If he can have a good 1 and 2, he can give it one more shot.
Oh, and he's got it, but Houghton with a really good run back there in third. Houghton actually backing up the corner a little bit, getting a good charge down the back straightaway, all over the rear bumper of Brower as they come into 3. Brower just not able to get the run that he needs.
Oh,
Maines still looking strong. Little bit of contact almost there in 3 and 4.
Maines, Brower, Houghton, 1, 2, 3 coming down to the line. And coming down to turn 1, Houghton's trying to switch up that second place spot. Not able to do it. The inside just not good enough right now. James Houghton just having to fall back in line. Brower trying to get the run on Maines coming out of turn number 2. Can he make another move on Garrett? Coming down to 3. I think the only way he can pass him and get by him with the clean air is to give him the bump and run and put him in the fence, to be honest with you.
Brower still fighting back, though. Houghton.
Oh, can he get the run into 1, though?
Oh, he's got a huge run on him here. Just about give him a push down into turn 1. Lifted early, though, to try and build that run up that he's been getting out of 2. Getting nice and tight on the wall. That's the thing I love about this track, man. You send it off into turn 1 till you see Jesus get up about 2 inches off the fence and cut it back down. It's the most fulfilling feeling in the world.
Tight racing between the top 3 right now. And, you know, for Garrett Maines, he's being ran so hard that, yeah, he's in the clean air. He's saving tires better than Brower is behind him, better than Houghton is behind him.
Oh, here it is.
But he's still hurting him because Brower is running him so hard that he's passing him for the race lead. Coming down into turn number 1. Can Brower get it done? No, he shallows up the corner too much, and Houghton's looking to his outside. Through 1 and 2, James Houghton looking for second, but Brower has the better run on the bottom, clears him coming off. He's going to keep the second place spot.
Oof, and that is a risky move. Clearing yourself right there in front of Houghton, because you know Houghton is very aggressive. Not afraid through the doors. We see it right there in 3 and 4. Gets right into him just a little bit. Brower going to fight back there on the top, get the spot back, move him back up to second place, see if he can get anything to the rear bumper remains. Oh, huge run.
Oh, my word. Look at how far he drove it down into turn number 1. Can he get it to rotate coming off? Houghton looking to the inside, not able to get the move done, but he gets all over the back bumper of him. Almost shoving him down the back straightaway, and coming down into turn 3, Houghton's going for it again.
Brower up there on the outside, trying to make it work. Houghton on the bottom, trying to find some kind of way by him. Not able to do that. Oh, just about turns him on the front straightaway.
Tight racing down the front straightaway. Houghton almost turning that number 8, but Brower hangs on to it, and he's going to try to mount another charge on Garrett up there for the race lead. Coming out of turn 2. A decent run for Brower, but it's not going to be enough, and instead Houghton's going to look down to the inside again, coming down into turn 3 and 4. This is letting Maines save the tires just a little bit better. Stay up in that race lead without actually having to get side by side and fighting for it too hard. Brower clearing for second again. It's just impossible for these guys to make a pass.
And there's a place that the situation that Brower's in right now is not one I'd want to be in a sandwich between 2 team cars that are both trying to go for the same thing that you're going for. And well, just about a full Ryco lockout on the top 5 right now, actually, aside from Brower.
Oh, Brower using the wall through 3 and 4.
Huge run, though. Can he get to the corner?
Oh.
Not quite.
He found the fence out of 4 again. Slowed him down. Slowed up the momentum. Couldn't quite get it done, but he did get some breathing space from Houghton back in 3rd. About 20 laps into this run. 15 or so, I should say. So the tire's not coming into play just yet, but that dirty air definitely is.
No, that's in play, though, from the start to the finish. I'm impressed out of the performance out of that 8 machine tonight.
Yeah, but again, if you can't get by in the first 10 laps, you've just chewed your stuff up so much. You got to get that clean air as soon as possible. Unfortunately for Brower, Maines has defended really, really well. Not really put a wheel wrong. Again, it's harder than Maines wants to run, I got to think, right? He might be struggling at the end of this run because he's had to defend so hard. So that really could bring a couple of these guys further back into this thing. Tommy Gossett, Roger Pierce, Roman, Levine, Pearson, all these guys that may be saving a little bit better than Mains up front because he's having to defend that clean air.
Yeah. I'd imagine so. But also, they're not burning it, Mains at the same time, though, is not burning that right front up as bad as the rest of these guys are riding around the dirty air, though, at the same time.
Well, a couple of them have found some gaps, though. A lot of these guys, though, have not found a gap. I mean, these guys are all bunched up in a big pack. Justin Enke found here in the middle of it, side by side, right behind them. Battison and Christopher going at it for the 16th place spot.
Yeah, I talked about Nike earlier. How he's running great, and looks like the run's kind of slipping away from him here. I don't know if it was strategy or what.
Well, we've got a big breakup in the middle of the pack. Like, from the top 14 are within 3 seconds of each other, and then there's a 3-second gap back to 15th to that big line of cars that we had. So I honestly think that we just missed a moment between a couple guys, and it stacked up the field really big and created another large gap like we saw in that first stint.
Yeah, could be. I blame our producer.
That's always the easy way to go with it, right?
No.
When in doubt, blame Darby.
If you don't want to blame him, you blame his cat. Karen.
I mean, who would name a cat Karen?
Yeah, honestly. Just asking for trouble.
Canadian would. That's who. Like, bathes it in maple syrup, too.
It's probably a hockey reference. Gotta be, right? My mom's not named Karen, thank you very much.
I was talking about everybody from fourth on back starting to gain in, and, well, it's starting to happen. Tommy Gossett has found the back bumper of James Houghton for third, and I got to think that he's saved tires better than these guys in front of him. Gossett, Vroman, Pierce, Levine, Pearson, all these guys are starting to accordion back up to the race lead, and there's still about 20 laps left in this run.
The good news remains, though, there's a lot of cars, a couple cars that Gossett's got to get through, and that
they're bunched up.
Then on top of it, both those cars that Gossett is going to get through are fairly stout and very aggressive every week. See how
side by side
move again.
Houghton down to the inside, exiting turn 4, close to contact between the two. Oh! Houghton getting loose, and he's going to lose the third place spot to Gossett. That makes it a little bit easier on Tommy, right? Now he's only got one in the way, and he is definitely on older tires than Gossett. Or at least more worn tires, I should say.
I don't know. Is Houghton trying to fight back, though?
Oh, Pearson getting a little loose. There's Neil Pearson coming out of turn number 2. Able to get the ship righted, giving a little bit more space to Levine there. Is, like I said, the top 7, top 8 are all coming together. Even Jose Acosta back there in 9th. He's starting to find or bridge himself up to these guys. This race is going to be decided on this pit stop, and there's 10 guys in the fight. Heck, probably a little bit more than that. There's 14 in this main 3-second pack, or main pack that spans across 3 seconds. Any of these guys, if they hit the strategy right, James Houghton goes spinning out of turn number 2. He locks it down. A couple cars keep going by. Yellow flag not flying yet. He gets it rolling, and the second pack comes by, and that is going to be the yellow for James Houghton spinning out of turn number 2.
He waited down there long enough for the yellow to come out. We did not need a caution there.
Yeah, Darlington's better with the long runs. Darlington is much better with the long runs. Unfortunately, we have not gotten the green flag pit stops tonight.
I don't understand the...
I mean, he's locking it down to prevent it from rolling back in front of the other guys. And he's getting it back up to speed. And I'm sure he definitely leaned in the side of speeding it up slower to bring out a yellow. But I gotta be honest with you, I would much rather him be slower on the gas and safer than hitting it a little bit too hard and spinning back across the field. But he definitely took a second. But that, it is what it is. I'll be honest with you, I've done the same thing.
I'll agree to disagree, and we'll move forward.
I've seen more egregious is more what I'm getting at. I'm not going to cry too much about a second or two. Either way, we've got the pit stops now, 50-something laps to go. 57.
It stinks, man, because we had such a good battle shaping up there.
Yeah, I'm frustrated about that. I need a long green flag run. Hopefully this thing
here we
runs
go.
green to the end, because I'm telling you, the short stints, it's just not it, man. That's not what Darlington's for.
No.
We need the tires to come into play.
No. Chat said it best there. What's 30 up to?
Now let's check in on DeCock, currently running in 33rd, 8 laps down. Unfortunately, failing his physical tonight.
Wait, what? I mean, how can you not be? Dude was great.
Garrett Mayn's still the race leader. Brower came out in second, so he's going to have another go on the new tires to try to get past Garrett Mayn's. I mean, it just hasn't panned out so far, but if he can get that right rear quarter panel one time, just one time, he can have it.
At this point, too, man, you're gonna start seeing more aggression from that 8, if that's even possible to believe. You know, he knows that we keep having cautions every handful of laps, and why would you not want to go up there and grab that lead and try to run with it?
Well, especially at this point with the cautions that have been coming tonight, you got to get the lead as soon as possible, because you know the yellow flag could come out, and all you need is to come down pit road first and have a few laps left and get a decent pit stop. So if you're Brower, all these cautions are opportunities, right? If we had the long green flag runs we were talking about, Brower would probably be running in about 8th to 10th, because he's been pushing so hard on the short run. But he's had that caution race where he's kind of been able to benefit off of it. It fits obviously his strong suit, what the setup is built for, and it's just unfortunate for him he hasn't been able to get past mains yet. It's just that clean air is so difficult to overcome whenever the guy up front is as good as, well, a Coke Pro.
Looks like we're getting rowdy here in the
55 laps to go whenever we go green flag racing, so no more pit stops if we stay green, unfortunately. Very sad day. I'm a little hurt about that, to be honest with you. I wanted those green flag runs, man. I wanted them, especially with 184 laps. Come on, guys. Could have been a little bit better than that. Either way, hopefully this thing stays green at the end and we can get a long green flag run, have those tires come into play. We're going to have to wait and see if we get it. Garrett Mayn's up in the lead. Jacob Brower in second. Vroman third. Gossick fourth. Roger Pierce, Justin Levine lining up row number 3. Who will it be over the course of the next 55? Who's going to put their machine in victory lane? Garrett Mayn's leading the field out of turn number 4. Once again, coming down to the green flag. We're racing once again at Darlington. Brower did not get the start that he wanted, and Vroman is just going to push Garrett Mayn's through and get clear for second.
that right there. Excellent teamwork between the 95 machine and the 12.
Oh, man, huge contact further back, one in the wall. Nenke somehow squeezes through in the middle, 3 wide.
Ooh, another one in the
and
fence
multiple
out of
drivers
2.
pounded the fence out of 2. What in the world?
Is that Gossett? It's hard to know, man. All the numbers. Oh, it's Pierce.
It was Roger Pierce.
No, man.
Oh, spinner further back, coming out of turn number 4. I think he saved it against the fence. I'm telling you, there was one dead sideways coming out of turn 4, and I think he turned it back right across the wall.
There's more wrecking even after you called that. Battison just knocks down the fence on the front straightaway.
Oh yeah, these guys aren't playing anymore. I think most of the saving seems to be done. Even though this could be the longest green flag run of the day, if we can keep it green.
You can wish in one hand. I don't think we're going to see it go stay green for too long, though.
How hard does Roman fight for the race lead? He is all over the back bumper of Garrett Mayn's through 1 and 2 right now.
Roman's had to crawl his way through this thing to get back up here into spitting distance of Mains. Had a little bit of issue earlier in the race. Moved his way back up here through the field, up here to second place. I mean, this could be the battle that we've all been waiting for all night. Brower did a great job, keeping Garrett honest, but now Vroman's here, same stuff. Both really talented drivers running 1-2.
He tried to undercut Mains earlier under the about lap 50. He came down pit road, and unfortunately the caution flag flew just a couple laps after. Trapped him a lap down, had to take the wave around with older tires, and has somehow fought his way back up to second. Now the problem is, every position that you make up to the middle of the field, that's it's not easy, but you know, they're probably got some dirty air on their nose too, so you're even. This is the hardest pass. Garrett Mains into clean air. Can Vroman do what nobody has done tonight? Big blocking down the front straightaway. Garrett Mains hanging on.
He's in his head. Vroman is in his head, though, man. You saw him duck down to the bottom. Mains throws a block. Vroman flies back up to the top of the track, and Mains goes and blocks that, too. Gives him a little shot through the center, 1 and 2. Mains going to get the run down the back straightaway, but what's Vroman going to do? He was really good out of 3 and 4 last time.
This time a little bit too far back. Not going to be able to get the run. Brower sitting back there in third. All these guys running away from the rest of the field, who I think is saving tires a little bit harder. And if this thing does run green, it's going to be a bigger advantage than it would have been under that last stint. That last stint was going to be 40 laps. This one, it's a little bit longer than that, to say the least. 60 laps if we run green, just about 55. And looking a little bit further back through the pack, Brandon Schmidt has found himself up into the top 10 for the first time tonight, running in the 8th place spot. He's right on the back bumper of Jose Acosta.
Schmidt run pretty good. Also, look who's worked his way up to P6, man. Levine, right there behind Roger Pierce. Nice.
How does he throw this?
Night from him.
How does he
screw this up?
That is the question.
He's in front of Acosta right now. Don't get run over by Acosta. You'll be okay. Jose,
really?
Very, very, very aggressive, man. He's been very aggressive. You've seen him ruffle people up this year. Also, Acosta running a great race as well. 7th spot.
Up in 7th. That's a really good run after what we saw Monday night. Great run from Jose.
Honestly, this has probably been one of the most consistent runs for that 20 machine.
Vroman's to the inside of Mains.
Oh.
Through 1 and 2, he somehow found the inside contact between the two. Vroman's just going to have to fall back in line, give up a ton of time. But he just about shoved him into the entrance of turn 1, almost into the wall, and somehow found his left front, or his left rear quarter panel through the center of the corner. Could not quite keep up the momentum coming out, though. But coming out of turn number 4, he's got another run. What can Vroman do?
I think a part of that, too, was Vroman did not want to send Mains out of here on a flatbed tonight. A lot of respect between these two. They'll run each other hard, but they'll run each other smart. Vroman getting a really good run out of 2, though. I mean, he is there.
That's not a good thing you just said that. Everything you say is typically wrong. So I don't think they're going to run each other smart. They're close right here through 3 and 4. I'm willing to bet they wreck each other in the next 5 laps just because you said it.
Well, they got it, man. If they wreck themselves out after, you know, being 2 of the fastest cars here, I'm pretty sure somebody smack them over the hand with a ruler after this. I'm gonna go wreck a teammate, but there's contact right there in 1 and 2.
Yeah, they're going to race each other smart. I think they're going to race each other hard, and it's going to be a fun battle. Roman's going to do everything he can to get this race lead away from him.
Right now, Brower's just sitting back there praying that these two forget that they're teammates. I'm getting shades of 2003 right now. I don't know about you.
I'm getting shades of the B Open from earlier this year, even closer of a finish. Could you imagine having these two come across the line tied? That would be great. That B Open was one of the best races I've ever seen.
One on the fence out of 2, way in the back of the pack.
Yeah, just about a little bit of contact. They're still side by side a little bit further back. I believe it's Pedro Palladino trying to make a move on Steve Buchanan a little bit further back.
Look at that. That wall shot's cool, man. I love that.
James Houghton actually falling back here in the 41. He's back in the 16th place spot. He was the one that spun off at turn number 2 that last time. He's trying to pick his way back up to the field. Not the night that Houghton wanted.
No, not quite. Big slide. Lost a lot of position there.
Getting back to the front of the field, Vroman has fallen off the back bumper here. Mains giving himself a little bit of room, maybe trying to cool those tires off a little bit. Through 1 and 2, he gained a little bit of it back, but I got to think Vroman's just trying to cool those things off and give it another run. Still in the early going of this run, only about 10 laps in. Can't hurt the tires too early because you know that all these guys that have been saving a little bit further back are going to be right on your back bumper in another 20.
If you're Mains, you're sweating a little bit right now, right? Like, your biggest competitor all season in this series has been Vroman, and he is right there, and you've realized really quick that he's not afraid to throw a bumper to you in some of the most compromising corners on this track.
Still just stuck in the dirty air. Roman not able to do anything. But we are coming down to the final little bit of this race, so we're going to go ahead and take our third commercial break, third and final of the racing action. When we come back, well, never mind. Roman looking to the inside, so we're going to cut that contact between the two race leaders. Roman able to hang on to it, tight between the two. And now Brower's looking to the inside for second, but he slams on the brakes.
I think
So
Brower
we'll hold
thinks
off on the commercial for a second.
I think Brower thinks his best opportunity is to let these two get side by side and start racing each other. Also,
Well, I would say so.
Notice the Brower's been saving his tires like crazy on this run.
Yeah, this is the first time that we've seen that number 8 be patient so far tonight. He's actually reeling back the reins a little bit, letting Roman do all the dirty work. Maybe thinking, okay, if these guys get together a couple more times, run each other pretty hard, maybe I can beat them on the old tires later on in the stint.
Smart move. If you Garrett, you just got to be annoyed, man. You haven't had a single chance to save tire because you've always had somebody breathing down your neck this run, or this whole race.
That's the thing. If it runs green, I feel like they're screwed, man. Even with the clean air, it doesn't matter if your tires are shot from defending the entire run. It's going to be tough for Maines to hold on if he has to continue this the whole time.
Yeah, but if you're behind the wheel of it, man, you're sweating every possibility. As we see Roman diving back down to the bottom into turn 3. How aggressive is he going to get? Maine's getting that real good charge up top. Roman going to roll out of it so he doesn't run over his teammate in the center. Roman going to pull.
Just can't do it on the bottom in 3 and 4. Can't.
Maine's going to pull. Man. Where's my
You've got to be almost completely sideways or side by side.
Out of 2.
Ooh, Roman. Maines pinches him. It's contact again.
Oh.
They're able to hang on to it, but Gossett's coming flying by on the inside. Tommy Gossett up to second.
Where'd Tommy come from?
Oh, no, he's just going to hang on to third. Does Brower fight it back around the outside? I thought it was going to be a 2-for-1 special for Tommy, but instead he's on the back foot here for third. I think Brower's going to take it back from him, but there might be a little bit of door contact coming down the front straightaway. Tommy's trying to hang on. Stick that thing up the inside on Brower, but it's not going to be enough. Goodness, even whenever somebody's got to run like that, they just can't get the move done.
Gonna pause there for a second.
No, did he?
Tommy. You lost me.
All right, well, there's a little bit of a break now. So we're going to go ahead and go to our commercial, but instead of Decock Cam, we're going to leave it on the front too because it's been feisty between the two so far over the course of this run. Be sure to stay with us. We got the finish of the Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split on the other side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday night top split. The NiS action is still underway. Garrett Maines is starting to stretch out that lead. Roman starting to struggle. He was trying so hard to pass him. Unfortunately, not able to do it. Now the tires have faded. And unfortunately, he is starting to fade into the clutches of Tommy Gossett for the second place spot.
Brower stuffed in the wall by Pearson 1 and 2.
Now Levine down to the inside. Brower now bleeding positions after that issue that he had a couple corners ago. Pierce taking advantage of it, moving himself up to fourth. But man, Pierce has a lot of nose damage.
Can't exactly remember what happened to Pierce earlier. Something wrong. I have no short term.
Yeah, there was a replay of something. There's definitely some contact. But yeah, I don't know. Probably just some restart contact that caused that damage. Because I thought it was weird that I remember the replay. I thought it was weird that he got that kind of damage from it. So I think maybe it could have come from something else. Either way, not too sure. Levine just found the fence out of 4. Scratched it up a little bit, but he's moved up to the 5th place spot. Again, another 25 laps to go in this thing whenever we come by next time. Who saved the tires the best? Can you make the pass on the newer tires without burning the heck out of them and completely killing them, right? If you're any of these guys from 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Can you make the move? Can you do anything? Tommy Gossett has moved himself up to 2nd. Like I said, he was saving the tires while Maines was trying to hold off Roman. Could Tommy Gossett come up here and take this race win away from Garrett Maines?
He's going to have to fight harder than he's fought all year long. But I mean, it's possible, man. Gossett's been really good this week. He's been really good tonight. Really consistent, really smart. As he hits the wall out of 2, we'll just pretend like that didn't happen.
Justin Levine's going to pass 2 of them. Right in front of the lap guard, 3 wide now with them. Roman stuck in the middle on the ordered tires, or what I gotta say, the 1-out tires. But Levine is able to pick up 1, so he moves himself up to 4th. Now he's got to get past Roman for the 3rd place spot. Can Justin do it?
Justin with one hell of a late race resurgence here, charging through a bunch of cars to get himself up here into the top 5.
A little bit further back, Jacob Klein found the fence in front of Acosta. Through 2. Oh, Jacob Klein gets turned. Coming out of turn number 2. Brower sends him spinning down to the inside fence. Somehow Klein keeps it off of it. What the heck? How did he not junk that thing?
Does a good job to keep it locked down there on the bottom. Doesn't want to throw this race for anybody. Good move there from Klein.
Oh, what a job to not junk it. I mean, he should have been destroyed.
Yeah, it's not often you get turned around facing that inside wall here at Darlington and don't end up going and kissing it. Oh, look at this. Levine making a move on Froman down into turn 3.
And again, Broman, you got to think. Chewed up those tires a little bit, trying to fight Maines. He has fallen way off. Oh,
21 wrecked.
I thought he was backing it up across the racetrack to bring out the yellow. Somebody's trying to get the yellow.
Yeah, right?
Somebody really cut it down there trying to get the yellow flag to fly. Unfortunately for him, not able to trigger the caution flag. Jacob Schneider wanting a yellow up in the chat. What's Schneider want a yellow for? He's got Ryco cars all up in the top 5. Maybe he's a Roman fan right now. Break for the 21. God bless, coming out of 2.
14 got into him coming out of turn 2. Don't know if we got another look at it here or not. No, we're live. Never mind. I can't.
We're side by side for 3rd. Roman still trying to hang on. Levine looking to the inside. It's just so tough to make that pass on the inside. Almost contact between the two coming out of 2. But Roman's going to hang on to it. Now Justin Levine is under fire. Oh, a little bit of hit check coming down into the corner, but Pierce is going to get by him on the outside. I just feel like once you have the outside, you just about got the pass made. Can Pierce make it stick? No, he can't. Levine's able to hang on.
Yep, Levine still fighting hard in 4th place. Going to have to work a little bit harder than he thought he would to get by Vroman. Looked like he had him, you know, hook, line, and sinker, but just didn't quite work out. Can't get to connect on the bottom. Got to try and find somebody to make some kind of way to make the top work, but man, I just don't see anybody given that luxury.
Remains still leading the way. Tommy Gossett in second. It's turned into a 2-horse race as Roman has started to slip and slide on the worn out tires and starting to hold up the train as a couple guys are trying to get by. Levine saved his stuff a little bit more, but once you're behind somebody like this for a few laps, it doesn't matter if you save him a little bit more. You even out, and then you get stuck in the dirty air, so you just can't do anything. You got to make the pass as quick as possible. Roman now with the clean air because they got 3 seconds between him and Gossett. It's going to be tough for Levine to complete this pass.
Yeah, but it's not going to stop him from trying as you see him try to stick it down there on the bottom again. Can't quite get the momentum, though. You need to have that arc. You need to have that diamond to get the power down on the front straightaway. And, I mean, Roman's doing a great job taking that from him.
Yeah, he's going to have to enter high and cut down low, cut through the dirty air, and just tug on that wheel, burn up the tires to get by him. There's no chance. He's got to get the run coming down into turn number 1 and just outslide him down into the corner. Coming through 3 and 4, just too low on the racetrack. Can't get the run coming off of turn number 4. Can't keep the side draft. Cannot get the move done.
I think it's going to come down to a bumper, personally.
That would work too. That would work. Oh, he's got the run this time off of 4.
32
the 32's around now.
Wrecked on the bottom.
Levine looking to the inside of Roman, coming down to 1. Oh, it wasn't a bumper. A little bit of a hit check through 1. Can he get the foot back on it and get a good run coming off the corner? It looks like he's going to, and keep the spot. Tight between those two. They lose another second to the leaders over the course of the last 2 or 3 laps.
We'll say it, man. Can't do that too much if you're Roman. The only thing shorter than Levine is his temper.
Well, Levine did throw that one in there a little bit. Man, the 33 junked 32 through 1 and 2. To be fair, 32 is a little low, but still tough to get sent around like that. Levine, oh man, tight between Levine and Roman goes spinning into the outside wall. Levine went way down to the apron, and that's going to let Pierce by both of them.
Levine not happy, and I know Roman's not happy either.
No, for sure not.
Is there any shot we can see that back?
I think that's a safe bet. Both of them with pretty big damage now. Coming down to 1. That was feisty. Big side draft down the front straightaway. Thinking he's going to clear him, just drives it in way deeper. And he did not clear him. Didn't even get close.
Doesn't connect. Just, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, that would have worked. But since they made changes to the track, I mean, there's not enough grip to really get the power down there on that bottom like that.
Roger Pierce said, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I will happily take this 3rd place position, guys. Oh, man. Jacob Klein is flying through on the new tires down on the apron. He has come down pit road after his spin and starting to fly back through the field.
Calm it down a little bit for the time being.
Oh, Pearson finds the fence out of 2. Pretty good contact there. Levine trying to get down to the inside of Roman once again. This time, hopefully with a little bit less contact. But, you know, once you get the first round of contact, typically it just keeps coming.
Oh, but this is the best. Levine could have gotten this run before they made contact, man. He'd be in the money. He's still on the inside coming into 1. Roman just not going to give it to him. And now Jose Acosta into the fence behind Levine.
Elbows out. I think that interception I was talking about earlier might be coming here in a second by the hands of Jose Acosta.
Yeah. Tempers are definitely running short here. Just over 10 laps left in this thing. And here comes Acosta right into the door. Levine going to give it back to him here on the front straightaway.
Oh, man, coming down the front, down into turn 1. Acosta's going to run him up high. It's still side by side through 1 and 2. No room between the two. Coming off of the corner. Oh, are they going to keep it side by side down the back straightaway? Levine with a little bit better run. Going to have the advantage coming down to turn 3. But it's still very tight between the two, and I don't think the contact's done. Oh, well, the contact is done. Yellow flag's flying. And we're going to have a restart.
Oh, no. Hisada around again. This time terminal.
Where is my 2-tire fire coming from? Well, the 32 got jumped by the 33 just a lap. Oh, yeah, that was intentional.
Yeah, that right
was
there.
intentional.
I know the guy got
come
into you
on.
a few laps ago, man, but
Yeah.
God, that's wrong. Look, I'm gonna call it how I see it, man. That is BS. You just
That was
ruined a bunch of
definitely
people's-
intentional.
You just ruined a bunch of folks' strategies just because you're petty about somebody getting into you because you're running in the back.
Oh yeah, that's intentional. 100%. And that's the thing. Like, you don't have to steer the steering wheel too much to know it's intentional. You can tell by the maneuver or how the car maneuvers. He intentionally did that with the throttle pedal. There was a little bit of wheel movement down to the left and then straighten it back out as he's coming down. Clear as day. Clear as day, right rear.
You know, I called out something earlier, and I call it how I see it. Yeah, if you don't like the fact that I say what I have to say about intentional
2-tire
stuff,
fire.
Sorry,
2-tire fire. Where's the 2-tire
Lucas.
fire? Who's doing it? I bet your main says 2 tires.
Yeah.
Yep.
2.
Levine did 2. Comes out 4th with that broken race car.
Here comes the
Gossett
question.
in 5th. Is he the first guy on 4 tires?
Huh.
Actually, 4th. Vroman got a speeding penalty.
Oh no.
Is it Vroman that was going backwards coming out of pit road? Yeah, Vroman letting everybody by.
Such a shame. Roman, such a great comeback and recovery from getting caught a lap down because mistimed caution.
Oh, and Tommy
Down
actually
to
only
the
took
field.
2. He just lost 3 or 4 spots doing it. I'm shocked. I don't know where Tommy lost all
Must have
this
slowed the
speed.
box. Must have slowed the box.
No, he's in his box.
Well, good news for Roman is at least he can go pull the fenders out. of
Oh,
it now.
he had the. Oh, he put too much gas in it. He had more than a tank or something. Or he had the fuel unchecked, so it filled up his tank and held him. Either that or he was fixing damage. Got a poll in the chat for you guys. I think Garrett Maines has led every lap so far today. Do you think he's gonna finish it off a perfect 184 for a perfect 184?
Look at this. Levine's going to be starting on the outside of the front row here.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah.
Did Roger Pierce get a speeding penalty too?
Something must have happened because Levine is second, showing
No
Gossett
way.
in third.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Roger Pierce got a... What is happening at the end of this race? How is this just falling into Justin's lap? Okay, well, that's not how the end of this race was supposed to go in my mind. It was going to go... now it's going to be Maines, Levine, Gossett, Houghton, Acosta, and Nanke, who had split back outside the top 15, is all of a sudden back in 6. I agree, Riley. I definitely think I'm seeing DeCock come back for sure.
That guy going to win this thing.
For sure, absolutely. He's
No
getting
way.
8 more yellows, and he's he's 14 laps down. He's getting 14 more yellows, and he's absolutely coming back.
34 cars stack up turn 1. Everybody gets meatballs.
Oh man, Maines is gonna have a good start. Obviously, you get to control the race unless Levine just guesses, right, and plays a little bit of blackjack, a little bit of roulette here on the restart. Then I gotta say it's just gonna be so hard to pass. So maybe something with the 2 tires. Maybe Maines is just not quite set up right for it. Gets a little loose, but other than that, it's gonna be tough for any of these guys to make the move on them. But we're about to find out. Coming down to the green flag here, just a few laps to go. We're about to end the Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split. We're going to figure out who the winner is in just a handful of laps. Coming back down to the green flag. Garrett Maines back to the gas. And we're racing once again from Darlington.
Maines and Gossett lock bumpers on the inside, pulling Jose Acosta with him too. Levine kind of left up there standing on his own. No help from behind. He gets a little squirrely coming in 1 and 2. Move Acosta up to P3.
Tommy Gossett now in second. Can he do anything? Oh, contact further back. I believe Schmidt might be spinning. The yellow flag is flying again. Oh no, late contact. Somebody finding some late damage, late 4X there to hurt your safety rating. That's always fun. But Schmidt down on the bottom of Roger Pierce coming out of turn 2. Oh, just a little too high. Puts Roger in the fence.
Cautions breed cautions, and
Especially this late.
we have the opportunity of 3 more.
Yay! Can't wait. Oh man. Well, Schmidt maybe could have held the brake. At first glance, I thought that might have been an Arca brake, but yeah, after the replay, maybe the brake could have been held. But either way, end result 4X for both of them. Unfortunate. And unfortunate for everybody up front. Yellow flag flying, so we're not going to get any type of decent run to the finish of this thing. It's going to be about 2 or 3 laps whenever this caution period is done. Maybe 4. No, it's going to be 3.
Look who's getting a lap back.
Is he really?
Yep.
No way.
Somehow he's the wave.
Oh, I think he came out of pit road around whenever the caution flag came out because he lost another lap. So I think he came out of pit road behind the pace car, so it put him ahead of Garrett. So it's going to wave him back around. Hand guy is not out of it yet. Look at that laser focus.
Look at them eyes wide open. You don't even blink, man. Did you see that?
Laser focused 15 laps down. I love it. Tommy Gossett is trying to get destroyed by the lucky dog. Yeah, Riley. Number 1 DeCock fan over there in the chat. I love it. Yeah, and Roger got destroyed on that one. I mean, he definitely got ran up into the outside wall. I always hate it whenever you get the speeding penalty and then you get double dosed on the restart. But we're gonna jump under this caution period. We got a little bit of a break, so we're gonna jump into our schedule real quick. Give you guys an idea of what's going on next week on the grid. And well, we got the Atlanta Motor Speedway. No surprises there, right? Monday night for the Ryco Performance, a Monday night top split. Just going to be the Xfinity cars because we are in week 13. So that time is going to be a little bit different. We're actually going to be broadcasting the first Xfinity race. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, not 8:30, 8 p.m. Eastern for Monday night. Thursday is the Richmond Raceway for the High Slide Racing League at 8:20 p.m. Eastern. And then Friday, we're going to be right back with some more Ryco Performance Friday night top split from Atlanta, always at 8 p.m. Eastern on those Fridays. And, well, that's going to be fantastic, right? I mean, Atlanta has been a barn burner just about every time we've seen it in the next-gen cars. So, can't wait for next week. Sorry, 9 p.m. Eastern for the NiS.
So, fun stuff. Awesome. I haven't even touched New Atlanta since I've come back to the server. Not once. Last time I was on here, man, was like 6 months where they ran the last race on the old surface.
It's chaotic as hell, but it's fun.
So, this will be interesting. Got a feeling we're both going to be completely hoarse by the time we finish NiS next week.
Oh, we will be screaming big time. Even Monday night, just the B cars. I'm not quite sure how the B cars race there right now. I know in real life they race like crap, but I'm not too sure about on iRacing. Either way, we're going to have our first green-white checkered here in just a couple moments. Garrett Main's up in the race lead. Tommy Gossett in second. Can he do anything from that outside pole position on the green-white checkered? Jose Acosta running as high as he's ran all day up in third. Levine just hanging on in fourth. James Houghton in fifth. Justin Nenke up in sixth. Can anybody challenge Garrett Maines over 2 laps?
Well, we'll look at it this way. Jose is probably going to lock bumpers with Garrett all the way through the start zone. Jose's very aggressive. This is the best opportunity this man's had to win since I think I've been covering. I'd be looking for big moves out of him.
Who's it going to be? Coming down to the green-white checkered for the Ryco Performance. Friday night top split. This is the NiS Open from Darlington. Who's it going to be? Garrett Maines, Tommy Gossett, or somebody else? On the restart, Garrett Mays with a huge jump, but Gossett clears for second. That could give him an opportunity coming down to 3.
Tommy Gossett moving down to clear Jose Acosta. Now just in the tire tracks of Garrett Mays as they come through 1 and 2. Is he going to be able to build a run coming up off the back straightaway? Not quite contact. Further in the back of the pack.
Oh, inner spinner. We're going to have another green-white checkered. Neil Pearson goes spinning further back.
See, we'd have been interviewing the winner and this thing had been over, but somebody back in 30th wanted to wreck somebody intentionally.
Yep, we had to have a right rear. Oh, there's another one, but that was obviously not intentional, just shallowing up the exit a little bit. Didn't track out to the wall, but yeah, you're right. We would have been done with this thing and had a, decent, clean finish, but instead, we're going to right rear people.
On the bottom, it narrows up coming out of there, and if you're not running up against the wall, the guy on your inside doesn't have anywhere to go. But at the same
time,
time,
on
you
the
don't want to
outside,
get
it's
up
your
there.
responsibility to go up there. Like, you have to.
At the same time, man, it's nervous as hell getting up there close to the wall, especially when those of us that have been around for, more than a handful of years remember when that wall would come out and grab you because it was lipped out coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, but in this car, you can plow that wall down and you're fine. I mean, God bless.
Yeah, but old mental habits are really hard to break, especially when you're, surrounded by cars you can't really see entirely where you're going. Just one of them unfortunate racing deals.
Well, thank God we cap it at 3 green-white checkers here tonight. But that first one was actually a natural green-white checkered. So this is our first one, unfortunately. So we still have a potential for 3 more.
Good news. They're warning Tommy over the driver chatter now when the lucky dog's coming.
I think he needs that. I think he needs that after the last go-around. He's lucky. Some people just completely fly by, right?
Brower needs to have somebody tell him to, apparently.
Some lucky dogs just absolutely fly by, and if you pull up in front of them, you ain't got much hope. There, the last time by, Jake Klein was aware of Tommy being a little unaware. So, good job from Klein getting through, I suppose. Oh man, Roger Pierce already calling for Atlanta. Come on, man, Darlington's great. Now Atlanta's fun to watch, but whew, it's gonna be crazy. If you're ready for Atlanta, you're getting ready for getting taken out by stuff not of your doing all week. So I don't know if you're gonna enjoy that one too much, Roger. Has Garrett led every lap? Like, do we have confirmation on that? I'm pretty confident he has led every lap.
Yes, do believe. I can't remember Ace Soul getting by him at any point.
Dirty air, baby, dirty air. Fortunately, that overlay does not show the laps led, but I'm pretty confident Garrett has led every little bit of this race tonight. I don't think anybody's gotten by. Brower got side by side once. I don't know if he led at the line.
No, he didn't.
And there you go. I'm pretty sure Mains has led every single lap so far tonight.
We are doing great, whoever's asking for broadcasting right now.
The lights on the iRacing pace car flick off, so hopefully we can be done with this one. We can get the champion crown, figure out if Garrett's going to go flag to flag, or see if Tommy's going to be able to pull off an upset here tonight. I'll be honest, I'm kind of pulling for the underdog. No disrespect to Garrett, but man, we've interviewed Garrett up for the lead a lot. We haven't gotten to interview Tommy for the race win yet. We just interviewed him for the first time, getting in the top 3 on Monday night. It'd be cool to get to do it twice in 1 week, and one of them being winning the NiS Friday night.
I'll tell you what, man, if Tommy wins it, dude, it's going to be a party when he gets in here. I could promise you that. And well deserved, too, because Tommy has had his nose to the grindstone for a long time, trying to get in the position that he is in right now. And put in a lot of good work. He's looking really good out here tonight.
Well, hopefully this will be the last one. First official green-white checkered attempt. Second for real, though. Garrett Maines down on the inside. Tommy Gossett on the outside. Jose Acosta, Justin Levine line up row number 2 once again. Who's it going to be from Darlington? Coming down to the restart zone. A good jump from Maines. Once again, Gossett not quite as good this time. Acosta has a good push from Nenke. Can he get side by side with Gossett and pressure him for second?
As they come side by side down turn 1, Jose Acosta down the inside of Gossett. Throws him a little bit of door here in the center of 1 and 2. Still up into him a little bit. Oh, they're going to touch coming out. Gossett's going to swat him down to the inside wall. Huge wreck behind him.
And we're going to have another green-white checkered.
And
let's get another replay on that, but I think Acosta was just a little high coming out of the corner. A little bit of contact through the center. Jose pushed him up, and yeah, you got to be running lower than that if you're Jose.
Yeah.
No way, Jose.
At the same time, man, he's going for an opportunity for a win.
Oh, Nenke got involved in that one. That sucks.
On board with Acosta here. There is a car to the outside. There it is.
Man, from the driver's seat, he looks relatively low, but from outside, you can definitely tell that he's, about a car length off the bottom. Oh, this all started with that one right rear, though. We can all thank it on that. Remember the right rear.
We could just shame that guy for the rest of the week. Launch a whole petition.
Nenke just nowhere to go, and Brower tried to fit the middle.
Nenke has no idea what's going to happen as they come out of turn 2. It just unfolds right in front of him. And absolute heartbreak for him, man. He put together such a good race tonight, and just gets stolen from him because somebody got right reared.
God bless. We might just not get out of turn 2 for the rest of the night. I think we're going to have 2 more yellows. Roger said watch from his view, so we might get another really good view if we watch another replay here of Roger. The man said he was done with Darlington. Well, let's see what happened here. Did he find a little bit more love for it, getting through the wreck?
Oh, you can't see anything here, and then boom, it's just...
Oh, my
God. He didn't even lift.
They just kept on wrecking up there, coming down to 3, man. Wreck started coming off a 2, and it did not finish until we got into turn 3.
Oh, boy, kept his foot in it.
Hey, man, those are positions, man. Every position counts.
Said his name was Roger Ears Pierce, right?
He could hear that wreck coming from a mile away.
Oh, man, we're going to change his name to Roger Balls Pierce because it took something to get through that.
God.
Just kept it sent, brother. It's beautiful.
I hope he doesn't do that to his balls.
Obviously not. Yeah, could you imagine going through TSA with that? Really make MRIs fun.
So we're going to need a full body check.
This
Roger
comment
Cavity.
brought to you. This comment brought to you by somebody right hooking somebody for 30th.
Roger Cavity check Pierce. Cavity search.
Was going there.
Oh man. Surprisingly, David, 0. We act like this without any beers. This is a 0 alcohol. this is a 0 alcohol broadcast, and we still act like complete idiots.
Imagine if we were drinking.
Oh gosh, could you imagine? Holy cow.
We gotta just like get bottom split street stocks or something.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, maybe
just get
let's level here for a
trashed.
little bit. There was definitely a YouTube video out there at one time. It has
No,
since been
never.
deleted from somebody. Neither one of us put it out there, but me and Sheldon may have been alcoholic carb cup racing at one point, and there may have been a YouTube video out there for a while. And, if we pulled that in the broadcast booth, oh my word, boys, there's no way. There's no way.
To anybody that works for iRacing listening, promise that GridVision is very heavy on the statement "drink responsibly."
Which is why we did it in an unofficial race. Responsible.
It's okay. It was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Don't worry, I broadcast the beer league on Wednesday nights. So some people do it anyway. Make a whole league out of it. But either way, a bunch of sober guys out here tonight, hopefully, for this green-white checkered. Of course, well, I say that. To be fair, the last 10 laps, I think everybody's absolutely blasted. Either way, though, Garrett Maines is going to be leading us back down to the green flag. We got 2 more green-white checkers in our pocket. Hopefully, we just have to use this one. Garrett Maines, Tommy Gossett once again on the front row. Green flag's flying once again. A better jump here from Gossett. Can he clear Levine before we get down into turn 1?
It looks like he's got him here for sure. Gossett down to the bottom, throwing a little bit of block to Levine. Levine stuck there too wide with Houghton on his outside. And Houghton getting close, but Levine gets it. Houghton rolled out of it. You don't see that often.
A little bit cleaner through 2 this time, but can we get through turn 3 without everybody dying? That is the question.
Oh, look at Gossett, man. He's coming fast here through the corners. He's going to be able to connect it, though.
Wide. The white flag's flying. The race is official. Can Tommy Gossett get there? Or is it going to be Garrett Maines going flag to flag, coming down into turn number 1? Maines with a good lead over Gossett. Gossett finds the fence. Sometimes that can help you out a little bit, though. A little bit narrower exit for Gossett, and it did not help him. It's a little bit of a loss coming off the corner. He's going to be too far back coming down to turn 3. A lot of guys wrecking further back for about 15th. But up towards the front of the field, it's going to be Garrett Maines going flag to flag from the racetrack. Too tough to tame. Garrett Maines wins at Darlington.
Look at that, man. We're going to have ourselves a little taste of one sim interview here with Gossett in second and Levine in third.
Too tough to tame for everybody but Garrett Maines. Too tough to lead a lap for everybody but Garrett Maines here tonight as he's celebrating on the cool down lap in that number 12 coming around turn 3 and 4. No surprise here tonight. Garrett Maines coming around to collect the checkered flag and do his victory donuts.
It's another good old-fashioned butt kicking from Garrett Maines here. God,
yeah, that was
so
a statement.
Dominant.
Oh, okay. That was the one thing he's done wrong all night.
It was he had to get it through tech, okay?
Well, as he does his little celebration, we're going to take our final abbreviated commercial break of the night. Whenever we come back, we got interviews with the top 3 guaranteed. Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split. We just finished up the NiS Open, and Garrett Maines brings home the checkered flag with 194 laps led out of 194. Tommy Gossett in second. Justin Levine rounds out the podium. James Houghton in fourth. Jonathan Cutlip in fifth. Pedro Palladino sixth. Steve Buchanan seventh. Clayton Hoffman in eighth. John Whitendorf ninth. Miguel Bento rounds out the top 10.
11th place, you got Nicholas Vroman, followed by Vincius Moraes. I hope I said that right. 13th is going to be Nathaniel Harris, followed by Alan Pajari. 15th is going to be Austin Fitzgerald. Jacob Klein is going to bring in 16th. 17th is going to be Jason Wallet, followed by Moore Christopher in 18th. 19th is going to be Vincent Crow, and rounding out your top 20 is going to be Trevor Baxter.
21st is Brandon Schmidt. 22nd, Jose Acosta. 23rd, Roger Pierce. 24th, Daniel Edblad, and Jason Maines rounds out the top 25 with Justin Nenke, Thomas Kulmaseski, Neil Pearson, Jacob Brower, and Derek Garrison rounding out the top 30 with Tan Guy DeCock in 31st, Michelle Battison 32nd, Toga Hasada 33rd, J.R. Borborema 34th, Nicholas Patovich in 35th, and Sean Rogers rounds out the 36-car field here tonight from Darlington. We're going to go ahead and jump into our post-race interviews and interview our third-place finisher up first, and it's Justin Levine, the GridVision boss himself, so being a little bit of a homer in the broadcast booth for the interview. Justin, how was your night?
Oh, it was great. Came from the back to the front and was just trying to make something out of nothing, and somehow ended up third.
Yeah, we saw big contact with you and Roman. How tough was it to pass out there, man? It looked like getting down to the bottom side of the racetrack was almost a death sentence.
Extremely hard. That was me trying to do something completely different. I wanted to get separation there. That was unintentional. Like, I was having a good hard battle with Roman. He had me pinched there. And I went to the bottom trying to cut just a little bit, hoping that the banking was going to help me rotate, or maybe like he was going to try to like bottom out and it was going to help me get loose something. But I just went dead straight and I pounded him, and I feel terrible for that. But I'm happy to see he rebounded to 11th after a speeding penalty. But this track is tough, man. I'm dripping wet from sweat.
Okay, well, good to know. I definitely won't be sniffing you at all tonight. But congrats on the third place finish here to Justin. Who do you have to thank?
Shout out to you guys, the best in the biz. Can't thank Ryco enough. This car was absolutely incredible. I only had a chance to race the SOF on Monday and this race, and here I am coming home third with minimum practice. That just shows how great these cars are, and they're the best around.
Well, Justin, thank you for coming up and talking to us here tonight after third place finish, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All right, that was your third place finisher, Justin Levine. Next up, we get to talk to him for the second time in a row here for the Ryco Performance Top Split Nights, and that's going to be Tommy Gossett. He's standing side by side with Sheldon Atkins.
Man, Tommy, putting together another good finish here. You've really been really looks like you just had the nose of the grindstone, really getting these finishes that you've been deserving here recently. Do you think that there was anything that you could have done different to get that thing from Maines at the end?
Yeah, be more talented.
I mean, that's a solid answer. I mean, I'd lean more.
Why are you
into
so
being a
hard
little
on
more
yourself?
aggressive,
What the
but,
hell?
Man, like, Tommy, you did great tonight, dude. Like, honestly, like second place at Darlington. The only person that beat you was a pro. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, in all honesty, I'm really happy with how this ended up. Of course, I couldn't do it without Ken. He put a great piece underneath of us, and I love Darlington, so combo made in heaven, I guess you would say.
Yeah, it looked like it, man. Like I said, just great stuff tonight. So who are we trying to thank for this?
Oh, obviously, I got to thank God, all the glory to him. Again, got to thank Ken for not only the setups, but all he does for me on a personal side. Once I got eliminated from Road to Pro after getting murdered by a certain setup shop in retaliation for us just kicking their ass in A-Open every week, I was kind of down and out, and Ken gave me this lifeline to still come and race semi-competitively with a bunch of top guys. And I'm trying to make the most of it and get ready for next year. Go kick some ass.
And it looks like you're really picking up a lot of good lessons here and there. And just like I said, I can't harp on how well you've been running, dude. So how you feeling about your odds next week at Atlanta?
Lottery. Depends on how you hit the slot machine.
Well, go out there and pull some junior moves, man. Wish you luck and have yourself a good weekend, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, that was your second place finisher, Tommy Gossett. Next up, we're going to bring up the guy that led every single freaking lap tonight, stunk up the show, and that was Garrett Maines. 194 out of 194 tonight, Garrett. That's a little ridiculous even by your standards.
I didn't know that stat until just now, but this is a fun race. I definitely had my competition. I mean, Roman was keeping me honest. I knew when he got back to second that time, his strategy was going to be blow the tires off at any means necessary to get the lead. And he got really close a couple times, but I did call how long he could do it for to the lap, and thankfully, like the whole time I was trying to do like 90%, just to keep keep him at bay, but not give it to Tommy as soon as we fell off. And I didn't want to see that caution at the end. I was really content with the way that was going, but it happened, and thankfully it just came down to green-white checkers and didn't mix too much up. Didn't have anybody stay out and stink up the show that way, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did have the the yellow flags, but like you said, we didn't have any ridiculousness coming down to the end of this thing. But just talk about your pace tonight, dude. I mean, to be able to hold on to the lead, I know the clean air means just about everything. You're able to run just a little bit less than the guy behind you and save some tire. But even if you were in the dirty air, do you think you would have found your way to the front? Because it just seemed like you were so dominant up there.
I mean, I don't know. The Ryco set this week was kind of insane. Like, on Monday night, had I not taken 2 tires onto green like an idiot, I probably could have competed for the win. It is really difficult to cut through that dirty air. My intention was to get out in front, and I missed my box and just like really messed up the strat there. But I don't know, like versus Roman or Tommy or Roger, James, like it was kind of a stalemate. If you got out front, it was hard to do anything, and I felt like I had really good pace. So it was really hard to I could kind of just save there and make sure they just stayed in my dirty air and not give up the lead. That was my entire strategy for the night. And then I think it was Roman that pit early to try to undercut me. The whole deal with that was if the caution comes out, I will go down with him. I feel like he's gonna have to cut through so much traffic to be able to get back to me. I might as well just stay out and hope that's the right strategy. And thankfully it worked out for me. But I mean, overall, I can't complain with the way it went. I owe Roman an apology because on Wednesday night I kind of killed him. I made an ambitious move after, let's just say, it was probably an emotional response to somebody staying out and then moving over for him and parking it on my nose after I'd led the whole race, and just I split him, didn't work out, killed us all, and I felt like I was probably going to get that back tonight. So I applaud him for racing me clean and actually, he got his elbows out, but he kept it civil and gave me a fair shot.
Well, Garrett, congratulations on winning here tonight. Who do you have to thank?
Yeah, I got to give a huge shout out to the guys at Ryco once again. I mean, obviously their hard work's paying off because we've had killer cars, and this is one of the best we've had. Got to thank Scott at MCU Body, the guys at Linux, FGR Excel, and Left Court Brothers for their support.
Well, Garrett, congratulations once again. Thanks for giving us a couple moments of your time here tonight to give you a little bit of a chat, and looking forward to seeing what you can do at Atlanta next week with the little bit of a wild card race we got going on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that was your race winner, Garrett Maines, here tonight from Darlington. Sheldon, I'm a little sad Darlington week's over. I'm a little upset. It's bittersweet, but we do have some exciting racing next week from Atlanta. So that's where the bittersweet comes from. What do you think about Darlington this week, and what do you think about Atlanta coming up next week?
I think this is the most beautiful track that has ever been created, and I think that we should run 36 races a year here at Darlington Speedway. With varying different packages. Just you don't need the other tracks. Maybe Homestead. We can make a case for Homestead or something like that. I mean, hell, even Bristol maybe, but not on iRacing. Just strictly Darlington every week.
Sheldon has spoken. No track but Darlington allowed on the Cup schedule going forward. But that's going to do it here from us at GridVision, and from the entire GridVision team. We'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations to Garrett Maines on leading every single lap here tonight from the track Too Tough to Tame. This has been Austin Edstrom standing alongside Sheldon Atkins and our producer, Austin Darbyshire. We will see you next time on the grid.